Hello and welcome to another update on Bitcoin. The Bitcoin chart here on the smaller time frame continues to move sideways. I would argue that here on the weekend we should not expect too much action really. We are in a range. We are range bound. Bitcoin might want to spend the weekend hanging around in this sideways range. And if you're interested in the bigger picture, check out the last video in which I covered the daily chart as well. But here, and you might clearly see that we're really only moving sideways in this kind of triangle pattern, which I shared with you in the last video. So let's talk about the bullish and bearish scenarios. And it seems like it's again time to prepare for a bit of sideways action. So yeah, that's sometimes what happens, especially in consolidation phases. There is just not much going on. But what are the key levels to watch out for, especially on the weekend? So what are the key resistance and support levels on the weekend? Let's talk about it. So first one, let's first talk about the short-term bearish scenario, and we make it very clear. Short-term bearish count, which is actually bullish, right? But why is it bullish? Because the move up from the April low is considered a 5-wave pattern. So we had this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Can't even put the 4, 5 here on the screen. So that was the 4 and the 5th wave. So we do have 5 waves up, healthy 5 waves, looking good. And now it seems like the market is topping out. You know, this looks a bit like a topping phase. Now you could say this looks a bit like this. Yeah, it's true. So this was also consolidation, and we pushed higher. The difference now is that the move up is a very healthy 5-wave move up. But nevertheless, it's about risk and reward, right? So at the moment, just for risk management purposes, I'm starting to lean towards the top is in. That's nothing new. Talked about that already. I'm talking about a local top here. I'm not talking about a substantial top. I'm not talking about the bear market has started or anything. For now, the idea is that a 5-wave move up from the top. I mean, completed here on the 12th of May, and we are now in a B-wave correction, which might actually take us into the mid-80K region, but we'll see how it develops. For now, I'm tracking a standard ABC structure to the downside, which is what you normally do when you're analyzing a chart with Elliott Wave. Then you're normally considering that the decline is an ABC structure, the pullback is an ABC structure after we had a 5-wave move up. And that means it should form a higher low in the next pullback, but obviously this video is about the shorter time frame patterns. And the idea is that an initial move down happened, that was the A wave. We're now in the B wave, which seems to form now as a triangle. A, B, C, D, E, that's the pattern. Lower highs, higher lows. And as long as we're holding below that last low from the 13th of May, 105K, the triangle assumption is valid. Yeah? And we could see a short-term bearish resolution of this. That would require first a break below the Tuesday low, formed around 101,470, followed by a break below $100,750, yeah? So these would be the scenarios we are tracking here. So A, B, C in wave A, and then an ABC structure to the upside in wave B, and then 5 waves down in wave C. That would be ideal. So this would be what I'm tracking as short-term bearish count, which means next week we might see a bit of a decline there once the triangle is complete. Please note, a triangle breakout often happens to the opposite side of the E wave. That would be down. But then again, the price hasn't confirmed that yet, and the first breakout confirmation to the downside would be a break below, 101,500, and then 100,740, 750 would be next confirmation. To the upside then, this is the short-term bullish count. We're tracking a potential ending diagonal pattern in wave 5, in which a 4th wave bottomed here on the 12th of May. This is 3 waves up in wave 1, 3 waves down in wave 2, an ABC structure in wave 3, 4, 5. To be fair, I can also interpret this as wave 4 triangle, because triangles or wave 4s can also be triangles. So basically that's the bullish form of the triangle. Both possible, and they don't really change. You know, they're very similar actually. You won't really see the difference. We will see it later, because if it breaks out rapidly to the upside, it was likely the triangle. Either way, it's a range, and the wave structures just tell us where we are in this range. You know what's so it does look like it might need a few more sideways adjustments. That's what I'm saying before this triangle is complete. A triangle is a 5-wave move normally, as I said. So we've got this A, B, and then in the B wave, A, B, C, D, and might see this or a little sideways before we go down. But yeah, it's not about predicting which direction. I mean, it's just in this instance here, in my view, it's about reward and risk, and the overall idea is that there's more space to the downside to fill, right? More room. Seems like the path of lowest resistance. But then again, we know exactly what the upside breakout point would be, and I think it's important to understand wave count to the upside full, 5 waves up full, all targets reached to the upside in this A wave. At the same time, not really any strong pullback signal, more consolidation. But I can tell you I'm watching closely for any signs of a 5-wave decline, haven't seen that yet, and a break below these previous swing lows. Until then, this is simply consolidation, waiting game. So yeah, that's the update on Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.